Russia have just moved its military personnel and its military equipment into the military base of the US that was left by the US. So actually, ever since the military coup takeover from the so-called Niger president, President Bazoum, and President Tijani was able to take over from him because he was a puppet to the Western countries. I have already discussed about that in my previous video. So actually, ever since then, the new Niger military leader has been warning the US to take, to take out their military bases out of Niger, because why? They don't want Niger to be controlled by people who preach democracy all over Africa, all in the name to colonize and keep exploiting African natural resources. So this has been going on for some few months now, but the US is still refusing to take its military base out of Africa. So that's the reason why, the military leader of Niger made a security agreement with President of Russia, President Vladimir Putin. In fact, the Russian government, that they need them to come into Niger to protect their country for them, because against those terrorists that are terrorizing Niger people and causing chaos in the whole of Niger, which is very, very bad for its citizens. Because why? The US has been there for over a decade now, claiming that they are right there to fight terrorism out of Niger, but not knowing that the people who said, the US who said that they are fighting terrorism right there, preaching democracy, pushing democracies all over Niger, are the same people who are sponsoring the militants that are in Niger, which they claim that they are fighting over, and which they also claim that they are going to defeat, and which they have not, and which they haven't able to defeat ever since they have been there with their military base. So that's what led the Niger military leader, President Tijani, went to go and sign an agreement with the Russian government to bring its military down to Niger. So just a few days ago, Russian military equipment have just landed in Niger, and previously Wagner is already there already. Everybody already knows that. So this is a very, very big move for the Niger people to tell the US that they can make other agreement with other countries to secure that country for them, because right now Niger really needs to be secure, because the US is just right there claiming to be the fighter of terrorism, not knowing that the US itself is the one creating terrorism in Niger, and it will create terrorism most all other African countries. So right now, and there's also another news, a very big news that is going on right now, because since the Niger government is not telling the US to remove its military base out of Niger, the US government is now seeking for another opinion, which they are going to, another place that is close to Niger, which they are going to move their military base to. And guess who is their second option? Nigeria, northern Nigeria is their second option, because northern Nigeria border is very close to Niger border. In fact, Nigeria and Niger share the same border together. So northern Nigeria is very close to Niger. So they want to put, they want to move their military base out of Niger down to northern Nigeria, so that they can be able to still be monitoring the Russian military base that are right there in Niger, that are just coming into Niger right now. You see the smart move and the so-called trickish move that the US has been making and still keep on making. You know, the US government thinks that we Africans are very stupid, to the extent that we don't know that the so-called democracy that they are preaching all over everywhere is to take over the places and start looting their natural resources. Of course, we are not that dumb. Africa is waking up. The youth of Africa is waking up. And by the special grace of God Almighty, and by the unity of African youth and African people, we are going to achieve our United States of Africa and be able to free ourselves from these shackles of colonialism and exploitation. We are going to be able to free ourselves from the so-called independence that they gave us in 1960, just because it was just a pack of continuation of colonization. So if you really find this message helpful, if you're watching me from YouTube, please subscribe. And if you're watching me from every other channel, please follow me, so that you can get more videos like this from me all the time. Thank you.